Here with Jamie Lusk, head coach of the Westside Lady Renegades. Jamie, where it started to come apart was the second quarter. Tough shooting all night, but 2 of 8 in that quarter, 8 turnovers. And there was that run there. Just talk about the struggles, especially in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, our biggest thing with these is we can't turn the ball over. And there for about a minute or two span there, toward the end of the second quarter, we started getting the ball to them. They started coming down, converting, getting some 3-point plays. And, that hurt us, but we still battled. Gosh, dog, I'm so proud of these girls. They gave me everything they had, Tyler. And I'm tickled to death with our performance tonight. I mean, we came up short, but considering where we have been in the last few years, we're making such big strides. We showed tonight, I think, that we're a top 10 team in this state. I mean, we played with one of the top 3 or 4 teams in this state, in Wyoming East, So, I'm tickled to death with how we played. We struggled there with some turnovers at times, and it does hurt. I mean, you can't do that against them. That's what they feed off of. They want you to turn it over, and they want to get the ball out, and they want to run with it because they do a great job running that fast break, and they look for each other and make the right decisions. But I'm happy. I'm proud of them.
Couple things you did to offset the turnovers. I think you had them out rebounded like 50 to 29, plus 21 in rebounding is good any night. I just talk about that and just being able to generate extra shots. I know it was a tough night shooting, but if you can replicate that, you're going to have a lot of success. More often than not.
We have to. We got to get up shots in volume. We got to shoot as many shots as we can get up, and that comes from offensive rebounds. We preach that. We do box-out drills all the time at practice. We really work on focus on rebounding because we know that's a big part of our game. We have to dominate the boards, and tonight at times we did. And we got, like you said, we did a good job on getting a lot of extra opportunities, and we just got to finish. I mean, it's been an issue for the last couple of years with us is finishing the easy ones. If we can ever get to the point where we can just get the ball and make the layup and not fall backwards or fall down or lose our balance or try to draw the contact, we'll start scoring a whole lot more points. I mean, we're already scoring some points against some of the teams we've already played, but rebounding's always got to be a key for us.
And defensively, I mean, you held them to 31% shooting, and it just seemed like they were never able to really get a ton of good looks. Anytime they try to get in the paint, your height was bothersome for them. Talk about the defensive strategy coming into this one.
We just wanted to put a lot of pressure on them. Try to get up in them, make it. We tried to make sure we didn't want them to drive to the basket. Because they like to drive it and kick. So we wanted to try to stop their dribble drive. But they still got to the basket a lot, honestly, more than we wanted. But I thought we were aggressive to the point where we probably fouled a little bit too much at times. But that's the way we have to play. We got to play ugly. We got to play, aggressive defense. We got to try to rebound everything. We got to dive on the floor for all the loose balls. We got to take charges. We got to do all those small things for us to be successful. Because shooting-wise, we struggle at times. That's why we try to get up as many shots as we can get up. That comes from hustle plays on defense and rebounding.
A lot of fouls tonight, but I felt like you managed it well. It didn't seem like there was too much drop-off, and you had to rotate a lot of kids in tonight. Talk about just managing that.
That's one of our strengths this year. Is our bench is very strong this year. That's something we've was able to get some young girls in there, and we got one girl that transferred in from Mingo that gave us some great minutes, and our bench is a plus for us. It's definitely a strength, and that's something we try to take advantage of. We try to play as many girls as we can. We try to preach confidence in those girls, and trying to get them to understand that they're as important as the first 5 to start the game. It don't matter who starts it. Everybody can come in and contribute, and we've been getting out every game. So I'm proud of these girls coming off that bench.
Appreciate it, Jamie. Thank you.